Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Gladyamadeit social production. That's right, we're doing it. It's July the 30th, Wednesday, 2025. The most sexually charged podcast out there. The podcast that's responsible for probably getting you and your the lover, your wife, pregnant. Congratulations on the new baby. Nonetheless, wherever you're tuning in from, whether it's your first time, whether you've been at some time, you've been viewing the show for some time. It's not been that long of a time, but still, nonetheless, if you're just joining us today, thank you for joining me today. If you're just joining us because you've been joining us, then thank you for rejoining us once again. Keep rejoining us. And wherever you're tuning in from, Canada, the Wagwan, to me familiar down south in the United States of America, is over there, Mexico, over there in South America, Europe, Asia, Africa, Antarctica, Papua New Guinea, New Zealand, Australia, Brazil, Botswana, Bangladesh, over there in Uruguay, over there in Venezuela, over there in Zimbabwe, over there in, you get it, all around the world essentially. If you're wet, great. If you're still dry but hard, keep rubbing it. Get a sip of this bad boy right here. Thank you for joining me once again. It is Wednesday, halfway through we're feeling good. Halfway through the week, we're feeling good. It's almost the end of the month. The rent is due, and a new month is upon us. So let us get started. Let us have some fun. Let us not forget what we're here to do, and that is to have a lot of fun. Shoot the shit and just, just be little silly geeses and gooses, shall we? Now, I know what you're thinking. It's on everybody's mind. This is very concerning, and I'm not gonna lie to you. It's been on my mind as well. But thank you for thinking. Thank you for sitting down and really prioritizing about what's important, what could be dealt with later, putting things that are not on top of the list on the back burner, but really focusing on the stuff that really matters to all of us. And I can tell you one of the most important things that's been bothering a lot of people, both men and women, that doesn't get discussed much. I'd like to bring it up to you today, and perhaps we can find a way to remedy this. And I've already kind of remedied it, to be honest with you. Do I have a solution? Yes. Did we have a problem? Not anymore. Talking about translucent, see-through condoms, ladies and gentlemen. You've all used them. You're all familiar with them. You can see through. That's right. You can see through these condoms, and I'm sick and tired of this shit. It is 2025. Privacy has never been threatened more than it has been now. Anonymity, also very threatened. Oh, you see anonymity? It's hiding. It is in a little tunnel. It is in a bunker. That's where anonymity is. It is in the fetal position. Who is that shivering like a little babe? It's anonymity and privacy. Well, guess what? I've had enough of this shit. And when I said to myself, you know what? A lot of people like to do activities out there that might be a little bit, that may be borderline, you might want to do a little bit of activities out there. That's perhaps requiring a little bit of discrepancy, a little bit of, maybe, I'm not here advocating crime or anything like that, but let's just hypothetically, for the sake of the argument, for the sake of the show, if we were to imagine, what if you and your cock wanted to do some robbing of the old bank? What if you and your cock wanted to rob a jewelry store? What if you and your cock wanted to go into an international business center and just get some monies? Well, guess what? With all the AI, facial and cock recognition technology out there and the cameras, that's extremely hard to do. And now you're thinking, oh, all I gotta do is just put a condom over my cock and no one's gonna be able to recognize my cock in a lineup. Well, guess what, pal? Guess what? These condoms are see-through, and they got us good. They got us good. First, they're like, this is for the betterment of humanity. This is so that you can procreate on your time. In the meantime, they got us used to the idea of using see-through condoms, translucent condoms. It makes me sick. And guess what? You're off doing your thing, and your cock's out there doing his thing, right? I get it. It's hard to earn a buck out there, but everybody's hustling and bustling. And guess what? Your cock only had the best intentions. Went out there and did a little stint. Sure. Crossed the old I's, dotted the old T's, and thought everything's gonna work out fine. But guess what? Somebody saw something. Somebody made a phone call. See something, say something, and they did. Now your cock is being pulled into interrogation. Time to go downtown. Boo, boo, boo. Who is that? It's the popo coming after you and your cock. But guess what? You went ahead and used see-through condoms, and they're gonna line your cock up amongst other cocks, and people are gonna walk in behind a two-way mirror glass or one-way mirror glass, one of those the see-through glasses where you can see through one side and you can't see the other side, see-through one-way mirror to whatever, you know what I'm talking about. They'll have you sit down and watch your cock just line up. Turn to the left, they'll say, and your cock will do that. Turn to the right and your cock will do that. Stand straight and look at us. And your cock is just with its one eye, just staring into the abyss, wondering if it's gonna get picked up from the lineup or not. Well, guess what? You went ahead and used a see-through condom. Chances of your cock getting picked from a lineup are extremely high, and that could have been remedied. How? I'm glad you asked. Thank you for joining me today. Of course, this is very concerning to the large population of humanity that is existing today, but you're wondering to yourself, how could we remedy this, Rob? Could there possibly be a solution to this little problem that we have? And there is, ladies and gentlemen. I like to introduce to the world blacked out condoms. That's right, full-blown blacked out condoms. Feel safe conducting any sort of crime with you and your cock, and rest assured your cock will not be picked out of a lineup just because somebody had the audacity to peek through that see-through condom and be like, I guess that cock is sort of pinkish. Narrowing down the suspects, are we? Narrowing it down and also getting aided by Big Condom out there who doesn't have your best interest at heart. But guess what? Blacked out condoms give you the full assurance of privacy and anonymity. Your cock could be all the way in Southeast Asia right now, conducting business, if you know what I mean. Picking up a few doll hairs whilst on vacation, doing a little stint of pleasure or business. It's always filled with pleasure when we're doing this kind of pleasure/business. Thank you. But these blacked out condoms, you can just go ahead and rest assured you're not going to get picked up from a lineup. Rest assured no one's going to be able to recognize that condom. They can make assumptions, but guess what? To assume is to make an ass out of you and me. And they're going to sit there and look at your complexion and say, I guess that guy's got a black cock. Does he now? Does he? Have you seen his cock? Well, I couldn't really get a tell. I couldn't really get a good look. He did have a black condom on, and he does seem to have a black complexion on the outside. I'm only going to assume he's got a black cock, but deep down inside you can feel safe and secure, because we all know you don't have a black cock, despite the fact that the rest of your body is black. You went ahead and guess what? You changed the color of your cock. You got a pink cock. Surprise, surprise, when they say, what color is this cock? He's, I didn't get a good look. He was wearing a black condom. I believe he's got a black cock. Guess what? You pull that condom off and it's all pink. Pepto-Bismol pink. Another life saved, another family remains intact, another community not dismantled by the fast and loose rules and laws that sometimes hold people back. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You're welcome. I did create this all full-blown black condom so you can put it over your cock, and rest assured you will not get caught doing any crime, whether it's with you and your cock or your cock separately going out there and taking care of business. Put him in a cab, send him downtown, see what happens. All right, send him overseas. All right, put him in a submarine, ship him over. It doesn't matter. In another continent, he'll be doing business. Maybe he'll pick up a new language. Maybe he will bring back some souvenirs, if you catch my drift. I'm not talking about a little bit of the old kiss of the crowds. I'm talking about cha-ching. I'm talking about doll hairs. I'm talking about a little bit of cash. All right, and if that's not reassuring enough for you, ladies and gentlemen, I do like to also say that this service is, of course, available for everybody, for those who want to take it a little bit further, take that step to really assure themselves and their loved ones that their cock or their puss, in this case as well, is not going to get caught doing any sort of borderline criminal activity, if you know what I mean. Introducing Camo-toe. I'm talking about Camo-toe, that's right. The tattooing that'll give your cock and your camel toe the look of camouflage. You like that army camo? Do you? Whenever you put on a shirt that's that army camo, or you put on your pants that's got that army camo pattern printed on it, it's extremely difficult to find you when you're walking outside, isn't it? That's why I said to myself, you know, why not use the same technology? Give people the assurance that they need in 2025 and moving forward in an age of AI and facial and /cock/puss recognition. We got to take our privacy and our anonymity in our own hands, which is why I suggest you go and get these camouflaged pattern tattoos on your cock and puss today, so you can rest assured you don't even need to wear pants from now on. You don't need to wear underwear. Think of how much money you'll save on a daily, weekly, yearly basis. And you're like, it's not that much. Well, it's not that much now. Add it all up over 5 years, over 10 years, over 15 years. You got yourself a down payment for a little cottage somewhere, don't you? All thanks to Camoto. The Camoto. Get it today. Tattoo your cock and your puss with the camouflage pattern that is. Green, khaki, darker green, black, gray, swirly lines. What is it? I can't tell. It's Camoto. Where is it? No idea. Could be here. But is it though? No clue. You could get your tattooed cock and place it upon anybody's face and they will not recognize it because it is camouflage. Whereas before, you would leave it just hanging out on a countertop somewhere at a grocery store while cashing out. You went to the mall and you're like, I'll leave it on the counter while I do my shopping, and people are recognizing your cock or your puss and they're freaking out and they're making a whole big thing out of it. But if it had that camouflage tattoo, you could leave it anywhere, in a car dealership, at the airport, and people will walk by and not even notice, because camouflage does that. It blends into the surrounding area. So get it today. It might be a little bit painful today, but it pays in dividends, and that's pain in the future. That's an investment you can bank on today. So you're welcome out there. Of course, this is available to the public. You're welcome. Get it. Get the tattoos anywhere. Just remember who gave you the idea. And the blackout condoms, you can also, find them online somewhere. If you search wide and far, or just type in somewhere blacked out condoms, I'm sure you can find them. It kind of low key, it does give you, it gives your cock a little bit of that bad boy look. Don't you want that little bad boy look for your cock? I know you do. Like, how's it gonna see? Oh, it is a little bit, it is. It's gonna be difficult for your cock to see through the blacked out condom. I'm not gonna lie to you, but again, for the price of anonymity and privacy, it's worth it, ladies and gentlemen. What else is going on in and around the world? Before we get to the in and around the world stuff, let's just let me help you out for a second. You're always thinking, is there another way to get puss and or cock out there on them streets? And there certainly is. There certainly is. Have you ever seen a full-blown retard just being kind of wheeled around on a wheelchair? Have you ever noticed that they can get access to any line and just kind of sort of like get wheeled in and go in first? And have you noticed the attention that their caregiver gets? That's the type of attention that you need, which is why I decided to create a service of real fake retards. Professionally trained actors, individuals who will show up whenever you call upon them, rolled up on a little wheelchair, electronic or otherwise, it doesn't matter. They will come to you and you can just wheel them around for an afternoon or two and pick up hot chicks and or hot males. Whatever your poison is, choose as you will, it doesn't matter. The point is, people will see you with your retard, with your real fake retard. Picture this, them drooling, them kind of just, and we take the time to really train them. Tongue wielding in circles, 360, drooling on themselves, maybe a little bit on you. The typical individual will freak out at the sight of random people's drools, but not you. You're caregiving, you're caring. And that says to the opposite, or maybe sometimes the same sex, that this person is, yes, this person is not only nice, kind, they probably got a huge cock, because why would they be wheeling around a person on a wheelchair if they didn't? Or that lady's got a tight puss. I know that kind of tight puss when I see one. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You can actually use these real fake retards to pick up your next date. And I know times are, you gotta think outside the box. You gotta get out there and get creative. Sure, everybody can go on the apps and do whatever and It's, and we'll get to the rest of that down the line today, but this is just one way of getting out there and finding yourself a suitable lover. And you're like, what? There's tears to this shit too. We can just get them to be silent and just kind of just spazzing a little, just with a little twitch, just with a little bit of a whatever. If you pay a little bit more, we'll get them to spit on other people, but they're retarded, and you'll clean it up. And guess what? That again sends out the message that this person is a caring individual. Let me get in their pants. For even a little bit more, if you like to pay, we can have them bite people. We can have them bite people. For a little bit more, we can have them to have Tourette's as well. For a little bit more, we can actually get real paraplegics that are willing to come on board and assist you on your journey to finding love. You're welcome out there. Putting people together, putting people to use. There's always jobs for a lot of people out there. They think that just because, I've got a disability, I've got, scoliosis, I can't get out there and be of use and service to people. There are people who are willing to hire you today, right now. Get your real fake retards and get yourself a date, lady and guy. Go ahead and do it. You're welcome. I do gotta say this, I'm a little bit, devastated is probably not the right word, because it takes a lot to devastate your boy. I'm certainly concerned, I'll say that. I'm a little cheesed, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know what you're thinking, you're like, well, what is it? This is something that has been impacting, again, a lot of people out there, and I know I'm not the only one. I know you've probably encountered a similar situation, and you're just fisting the air, shouting to the gods, my God, why? You'll say, fisting. Why did I get myself a MasterCard and have not been given a slave so far? I've gotten my MasterCard, which is obviously the card that gives you the ability to have access to slaves, but you've been waiting. You thought you'd get the card first and the slaves should start pouring in, and there are no slaves. Ladies and gentlemen, there are no slaves with MasterCards, which is disheartening. It is chipping away little by little at the fabric of society. If we can't trust our products and services to deliver what they say they're gonna deliver, then how could we move forward? How could we say that yes, everything is gonna be all right. Yes, I paid good money for this. Yes, I've registered. Yes, I've signed up. Yes, I've got the goods and the services. Yet they leave you high and dry, low and wet, mid and just kind of like a mixture of like wet and dry, but like, just not quite either, which is also uncomfortable. So I ask, ladies and gentlemen, do we as a populace not deserve to get some answers? When will it stop? When will the lies stop? They say buy more using your MasterCard, and you're thinking, maybe if I buy more, I'll get myself a slave. Surely it can't just be me. You're too shy to go ask around because you're wondering to yourself, am I the only one who didn't get a slave with my MasterCard? Well, guess what? You're not alone. A lot of people, in fact, millions and millions of people around the world have gotten their MasterCards, and there has been zero sighting of slaves. Zero. Like, I'm not talking about a few people didn't get their slaves. I'm not talking about, yes, the masses got their slaves, but we're talking about a backlog of maybe a few 100,000 or even 1,000 that didn't get their slaves. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna try to keep calm and collected before you go in today, but I know people are devastated. Families being torn apart, budgets being set aside, time being split amongst family members, friends, associates, colleagues. People are deciding, should I spend more time with my family and friends and the people that I love in hopes of my slave coming through one day? Because I hold the MasterCard, and they'll show up, and I'll be able to look at my friends and families and say, hey, remember that time I said I got that MasterCard and you all laughed and you said, you bought into the old hoopla. You all thought I was crazy. Well, guess what? Here he is, but he refuses to show up. And I've had enough. Just the other day, saw a broken man outside crying, wheeling his MasterCard up in the air, wondering what he did wrong, wondering where did I go wrong? And I wanted to pull him over and just say, hey friend, hey pal, you're not alone. It's not just you that didn't receive a slave. It's all of us. And that's sickening and it needs to stop. Sure, I might just be only one person. Sure, I might just, be out here doing my thing. And guess what? We could all continue to think that way. But if we all just massed our forces and our powers together, they won't be able to stop us. We will get our slaves, God damn it. We will get our slaves. You're like, what if they don't have the color I like? Well, at this point, ladies and gentlemen, I'll just say this. You can get any color slave as long as you get one. And at least you get one. Let's not be picky about the color of the slave of your... You were promised the MasterCard experience. They didn't even bother to send you a whip. Did you receive a whip? Did you? I didn't. I for sure did not receive a whip, and no sign of slaves. And you give them a call and try to get in touch with customer service and speak with the manager, and now all of a sudden, now that they got you holding their sweet card in your hand, they're all pretending that they're not in the slave business. We don't know what you're talking about, sir. Oh, sickening, sickening. Others who have followed suit, of course, in no particular order. Which came first, it doesn't really matter. The master's program, universities, colleges, promising individuals that if they get their master's program, they will be given slaves, yet zero sign of slaves. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know how it's going for universities and colleges these days, right? Promises made, promises unkept. Not cool, college campuses and / universities. Not cool. And you're like, surely the masters will give you a slave. If I were to just, maybe the card didn't pull through, maybe the college degree didn't pull through, but if I just get a golf club and go play the masters, surely if I win, I get a slave. And guess what? Guess what? They too have used the slogan of the masters without actually following through and providing winners with slaves. And you thought you could just get in the competition, become a masters competitor. At least you'd be able to get one then. And once you got into the competition, you're like, no. It's not just whoever shows up at the masters gets a slave. And you're thinking, maybe if I win the trophy, maybe if I lift the gold, maybe if I get the jacket, then they'll give me a slave. And numerous winners have come and gone, and they'll come and go if we just let them come and go without receiving their proper slave. So ladies and gentlemen, I say, when do we say as a society, let's draw a line. Let's draw a line and really say, you know what? You either say you're gonna deliver or stop giving us fake promises. Say it loud, say it proud. We want our slaves and we want them today. Together, I believe change can be made, but it takes you and I getting together, raising our voices, and not letting each other feel like we're the only ones. I know you're not alone out there. I know I'm not alone either. It may take some time. It may take a few days, weeks, even months. And you're like, there's a ton of shit to take care of. I know. There certainly is. But we will get what is ours, ladies and gentlemen. What else is going on in and around the world? I'll say this, there are researchers and scientists have conducted studies, and they've realized that younger women are not having babies as much. In fact, it's kind of dropping down, and older women specifically in their 40s, old hoes they call them, they're having babies. And I don't know what to do with this information. I read the article. I've found out that it's happening in a lot of modern nations, and it's concerning to a certain degree. There's pros and cons to it, of course. There's a drop in teenage pregnancy, which I suppose I believe that's good, right? Good. That's good. But younger women are not getting pregnant. Early 20s, even in their 30s, not as much. They're still getting pregnant. Don't get me wrong. It's not like it's full drought, but not as much. You know who is getting pregnant? Older hoes specifically in their 40s. They're getting pregnant left, right, and center. And I wonder what the issues are. Perhaps we could remedy it together. Whatever we need to do to get this thing going, we will get it going. I believe older hoes are accumulating their wisdom, their time, their resources. They're putting in more hours at the old job factory. They're getting paid more, they're saving up more, and cost of living has gone up significantly, so that has probably got something to do with it. And it's not just the old hoes who are having babies, it's older dudes too who are having babies, because that takes two to tango. I suppose you can't just, one doesn't really work without the other. But the point is, older, specifically women, are getting pregnant, whereas younger ones aren't. To remedy this situation, we must find a way, and I don't have the answers, to somehow get the youngins paid. I don't know what the remedy is. I mean, there's only so much, puss and cleavage you could show. There's only so much degrees you could get. But we need to find a way, because this is, the benefits of this, I guess, having an older mom would be as that they're not going to be, they're going to have more life experience, which is nice. They're not going to, because if they're younger, they might get a face tattoo and give you a face tattoo at the same time. You're like, good. That's a good thing that they're not getting face tattoos for themselves and their babies. The downside of this is, I guess, older moms are no longer going to be able to run around with their babes as much as younger moms would have, because they'll still run. 40's not old or anything, but not as vibrant as, let's say, a 21 or a 23-year-old puss. Let's just say what it is. Let's just say what it is. And guess what? These babes that are being born to older chicks, we don't know how they're going to turn out. For better or we don't know how they're going to turn out. My biggest concern is, if these older chicks are getting the babies, men tend to die sooner anyway. And if the male specimens are becoming fathers at a later age, does that mean that they're going to have lesser time to be spending with their family and their babies? I thought about that. I was a little bit concerned, so I just want to bring that up. I don't know how we're going to solve this. Throwing cash at young folks somehow, figuring out how to pay them more for their jobs, raising the wages, but that will cause inflation, they say. Lowering taxes, how about that? Lowering taxes, could we lower taxes? Could that be a thing? Just zero to no taxes, how about that? Oh God, I'd love to see that happen. Or just like bare minimum taxes. I don't know what the solution is, but their tits saggier. The babies are gonna get just like, these babies are gonna have neck problems. That's one of the downsides, because the tits are gonna droop. By the time you're in your 40s, your tits have already started to droop, lady. And these babies are like, let me just, mom, I'm trying to fuck on, let me suck on your tit. And next thing you know, your baby's gonna grow up with their neck just like, attached to their shoulder. What happened to you, baby? They'll ask in the future. My mom was an old mom. They'll say, oh, you're one of them old hoe babies, right? Yeah, mama was an old hoe. Her tits were low to the ground. I had to work for my titty milk. Baby's gonna be smoking a cigar, hanging real low to get a little sip of the old milk. But that's one of the biggest downsides, I suppose, which, and you're thinking, whatever, just a little bit of a neck problem for the babies. How could this impact society? Yeah, a little neck problem today. Down the line, it'll lead to, I need health insurance. Oh, I need to get, fixed up by a doctor. Oh, doctors are expensive. There are no doctors. Go see a robot. Take a number in the robot line to get checked out by a robot. They're not going to feel and understand what you're going through. This is a new thing that's happening. Babies with neck problems. Why? Because of low-hanging tits. That's why. The remedy, more monies for the young folk. How? I don't know, to be honest with you. Perhaps a printer in everybody's home to print more money, like the Fed does. How about that? Everybody gets a printer like the Fed, and we get to print money. No? Just an idea. You think about it, you come up with a solution. I said printer, because that's what you're like, it doesn't grow on trees. I know it doesn't. It grows in printers. You can press it, you can press print anytime you want. Everybody gets a printer. Like, we'll go into more debt. We'll just owe each other. We'll just owe ourselves. It doesn't even matter. But the point is, I don't have a solution to this. I know what we're going to be dealing with in 10, 20 years. Babies with neck problems. That's what. Ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on in and around the world? Thank you for joining me today. Studies have also shown that surrogate mothers are more prone to getting mentally ill. That's right, these bitches who you hire to become surrogate moms, who, you know, give birth to a baby because you and your lover can't for whatever reason, and they're more prone to getting mentally ill. They've done a research study on this. I don't know, you can find a research study on almost anything, but the one that I read said that once they give birth to the baby and hand it over to you, they tend to be more prone to getting mentally ill. What does that mean? More depression, more anxiety, more maybe even bipolar disorder. I'm very sus of the old school of psychology and psychology altogether. That's a whole different other story, which we don't have time to get into today. But the whole point of this is that, yeah, apparently it turns out that moms who give births to babies and don't keep their babies get depressed. They get fucking manic and shit. And that is a problem. To remedy this problem, I came up with a brilliant solution, which I thought about for about maybe like 15 minutes to 30 minutes straight. And I thought, oh, what are we gonna do with these emo, mentally ill, unstable bitches who are surrogates? Remove yourself immediately after they've given birth. Take the baby, remove yourself from the situation, out of mind, out of sight, let them deal with it. Don't be one of those couples that likes to sort of kind of keep a relationship with the actual physical birth mother. Have them give birth to your baby, take the baby, dip, all right? Remove yourself. If you can actually afford to have the surrogate mother be in a whole other continent, and preferably not even speak your language, preferably not even speak English. Preferably, they're probably if they're deaf and blind and can't, if you know what I mean? Good overall, everything else works really well, but if they're deaf and blind, and if they're, coming down with a case of the old depression, you can just be like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm all the way over here, chilling, working, thriving as a family. And who cares? There's always going to be depressed people out there. So the point is, don't get close to separate yourself. As a lot of people are like, what about the baby? If she or he grows up and wants to see that, don't even tell them that you use the surrogate. That's a problem right there. That's a problem. Don't be one of the peoples who's like, oh, we can be like a new family who'll get, mom, dad, child, and then we'll later on tell them that she's got a surrogate. She was born into a surrogate mother's womb or whatever. Let that old vag dry out into wherever it's gonna dry. It's not your problem anyway. You paid good money for it, all right? You paid some money for it. At least I don't know what good money is, but you paid money for it. And if they're coming out there with, buyer's remorse, or I guess sellers, they're giving it away, seller's remorse, or just remorse in general, should have thought about it earlier. So remove yourself, snatch the baby, quick snatch the baby and just dip, because they're gonna be whining, they're gonna be moaning, mood swings, and oh God, who would have known? Who would have thought that you'd grow something inside of you for 9 months and you probably want to take care of it? Who would have thought? Well, I'm glad science is doing studies on stuff like this. Who would have thought it's going to have an impact on the individual who's given birth to the actual physical baby? Who would have thought? But they're just, use them. They're objects. They're just baby factories. Use them and then remove yourself quickly. Look, let's demonstrate. I'm pregnant. I'm your surrogate mother. Right there, baby plummets out of my vag. Oh, baby wants to suckle on mama's tits. What do you do? Quick, grab the baby and run. That's what you do. You don't let the baby suckle on mama's tits. What you should have been doing in the meantime, for the 9 months that your surrogate mother for hire was getting pregnant and getting ready to give birth, you should have been squeezing your own lover's tits, sucking on those nipples, getting them to lactate, just through sheer will and just suck on so when your baby comes out of the surrogate's womb, pop it right onto your, lover's tits, and hopefully by then you would have got them to, kind of leak milk out of them. I've read that that's possible. I really want to achieve that one day. Getting a woman to lactate without giving birth. I want to see if it works or not. Just got to suck on them. Just got to suck on those areolas hard. Suck and rub equally. Do not focus on just one. You do not want them to become lopsided because you sucked and rubbed one tit and the other one's kind of just, I guess you could actually keep one intact. That does make sense too. Do what you will. The point is, remove yourself from this emotionally depressed / bipolar surrogate baby machine object factory. Ugh, get away, lady. Kick her in the stomach. There you go. There you go. Solution to a problem. You're welcome out there. International news. Dun, dun, dun. Ooh, ooh, international news makes us, ooh, so hot. International news gets us so wet. Yes, international news. I know. I'm hard myself. Glasgow. It's right there. You know where it is. Scotland, right? Glasgow. Ireland, Glasgow. Ireland, right? Glasgow. Ireland. Doesn't matter. The point is, it's in the United Kingdom. What did Glasgowairport do? I'm glad you asked. There's an international emergency. An emergency landing at a Glasgowairport, ladies and gentlemen. Why? Because some guy decided to, I guess, pop up and just yell out, aloud snack bar. Aloha, snack bar. I've got a bomb, he said. I've got a bomb, and he yelled out, aloha, snack bar. Aloha, snack bar. Hi there, everybody. I'm gonna blow this place up, and I've got a bomb. That's what he said. They had to emergency land the plane. And it just, it brought me to, I'll say this, it's low-key, kind of funny. And it's because, how we know the reaction it gets, the reaction, but still too soon, yes, 9/11, still too soon. This is a problem. I'm not happy about this. I know most of you aren't either. I'm just gonna say it. I think we're gonna have to, I'll say it. If you guys want to make it happen, I'm not saying it's gonna work internationally, but at least for Western countries, English specific speaking countries, no Arabic on planes. Just shut it down. No Arabic on planes. Nobody wants to hear any flim flam, none of that. If you're phlegmed up, none of that. Just shut it down for however long the flight is. Nobody, and I know it's not your fault. It's not your fault. I get it. It's million, probably billions, a billion, or so, however many of you are. There's a lot of them out there. Not your fault. Very similar to the German situation, right? One guy ruined an entire mustache and a way of greeting each other. Ruined it for a lot of people. But the greeting, I think we got back. The salute, I think we got back. And it took a long time. But the mustache still remains, nobody wears that much. And the name too. So you can see how easily one guy or gal, most of the times guys like this, tend to ruin stuff for the masses. It's not your fault, I get it, but look, because other people feel uncomfortable. I'm just saying right now, if you're of the Arabic speaking tongue, please refrain from using the term Allahu snack bar on the plane, anywhere near a plane, even in an airport. I say shut it down in an airport, shut it down. Don't speak Arabic, or keep the words with any word with a lot of keep that to a bare minimum. Maybe low-key just lower your voice a little bit. No aloha snack bar. None of that stuff. It's just other people. I'm not even talking. It makes a lot of people uncomfortable. They're not gonna say it. I'm just letting you know right now. If I'm on a plane, I do not want to hear none of that phlegmy. I want to hear nothing actually. I want to hear bare minimum on a plane. But specifically speaking, no aloha snack bar on the plane, okay? Do it prior, like in the cab. Do it in the cab or the car. If somebody's driving you, doesn't matter. You got a friend, you got a family member who's dropping you off at the airport, say all the aloha snack bars in the car, right outside the airport. As soon as you get into the airport, shut it down. Shut it down. Nobody, it doesn't make anybody feel comfortable, okay? You're gonna get everybody panic, even if you don't do anything cray, which most of you won't. But just saying it is just a little bit. If I hear somebody behind me sitting down and the plane's about to, and it doesn't even mean a bad thing. It's actually, I believe it means praise God or some shit. But or God is, I don't know what it says. Something about God. It says something, but still, nonetheless, the actions that were taken, a few decades ago, it's still very fresh, extremely raw. So refrain from using any sort of Arabic word, specifically aloha snack bar. Keep it, after you land and you're out of the other airport, your desk, then fucking go crazy. Aloha snack bar all day. Go do it. Get a falafel, start eating hummus, dip your falafel in the hummus, and aloha snack bar to you, my friend. But on the plane, please, just for everybody, it's only a few hours. What's the flight? 3-4 hours? Longest flights, 10, 12 hours maybe sometimes with it. Just chill for like a day when you're just for everybody else's sake. A lot of old people get on planes, a lot of heart conditions, a lot of, pregnant women, all that. Just don't be that guy or gal. Keep it to a bare minimum. Just low-key watch a movie, listen to music, read a book, take some meds, pass out. And refrain from using certain words. It's not much. Could all chip in. I'm telling you right now, maybe another 5, 10, give it another 5, 10 years. We just 5, 10, 20 years, then maybe slowly you could start working it back in. But just for the meantime, refrain from using aloha snack bar on them. I'm just saying it. I know a lot of people want to say it. You don't want to say it, I'll say it for you. It just makes a lot of people so many buttholes. Loose buttholes sitting on a plane, just being loose, and all of a sudden they're just tight. They're tight and they're sweating. Do you want tight buttholes on the plane? Is that how you get your kicks? Knowing you've made everybody's assholes just shrivel up and just pulsate? Do you want to give everybody instant diarrhea? Is that how you get your kicks? I don't think so. So refrain from using that term, aloha snack bar, on the airplane, and yeah, no bomb jokes on a plane either. No. I'm glad nobody got hurt. Glad they shut it down quick. And Scotland, right? It's Scotland. It's Glasgow, Scotland. It's Scotland. I'm gonna go with Scotland. It feels right here. Right, I believe it's Scotland because I believe President Trump wanted to go. He went there a few days ago. I believe this guy made a reference to Trump as well. And because, yes, I believe it's in Scotland. And if it's not, then just pretend I said the right place. What else is going on in and around the world? Congratulations to a young baby boy who was born right now and won the world record, the Guinness World Record for the most youngest baby, for the most preemie baby out there. Nash Keane, congratulations. He is healthy, I believe, at this point by now. Born in 21 weeks, the most preemie baby out there. Congratulations. I'm so happy that he's healthy. We're all happy that he's happy and healthy. It's the most preemie baby. It's incredible. It's incredible to see that happen. Other babies should take note of this young man. All right? Nash Keane. I guess you could say he was keen on getting out early. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that this baby came out in 21 weeks, compared to other babies where it's like 37, I believe, to 42 weeks. They take their sweet ass time, lazy mooch babies, just suckling on mama's teats, or, from the inside rather, but this baby, exemplary baby, this baby did half the time. And you know what? Time to come out. It's time to get out in the world and see what's up. And he came out, and he's healthy now. And note to other babies, don't be so codependent. Don't be all about, it's all about me. I'm a baby. This baby did it in half the time. You'd want more babies to be like baby Nash. All right, other babies, I don't know what we're gonna do to get the message through, but these babies are taking way too long. And 42 weeks, it is a drag. It's cute for like a baby bump on a woman's belly. It's cute for a little while, 2-3 weeks, I get it. Even sex with a prego could be hot, but overall, it's cumbersome. Let's not beat around the bush. The whole, I've got a big belly, watch out. Yeah, we get it. So if you can exit earlier, please do. This baby did. It just shows that, you could take initiative. And they say, you could take initiative and get a head start on life. A lot of babies want to sleep around. They're lazy. They don't want to work. And this guy got out and he said, oh, fuck all that tight womb. Not for this guy. Give me a job, he said, as soon as he came out. He had a bow tie or a tie rather, and he wanted to get a job. But they said, hey, let's just pause that for a second. But that's a good attitude you want to have on a baby. Some babies stay in even longer. Some babies you gotta get the jaws of life. For some babies, you gotta get the jaws of life. get him out of here. It's been like 57 weeks. What's going on with this baby? Not ready yet. I'm a baby. It's like, people are, the poor father, the lack of sex for that man during, they'll still get busy, but not as much. Let's not kid ourselves, especially during the late termage and even afterbirth. It's just, and I'm sure every couple is different, every woman's different, but overall, it's a drag for the fathers who wait patiently, putting on a brave face, pretending that they don't mind the lack of sex. Guess what? Fighting blue balls on a daily as a grown male adult, which saddens me to know that there are fellow men out there not getting puss because of lazy babies, weak babies. But this baby is an exemplary baby who showed you could do it. You definitely could. So congratulations to baby Nash. And we're all glad that you're happy and healthy out there. And again, note to other parents, pop it out quick. Get it 21 weeks. It's been done. We could do it. Keep it. 42 is too much. Not too much. 30 weeks it should be out. All right. I'm just putting it on the table. Nothing is set in stone. We don't need to, live by these rules that they placed upon us. And you ask yourself, who are they? And that's what I said too. Who are they? It's like babies. 42 weeks. It's too much. Cut it down in half and get a move on. Ladies and gentlemen, what else is going on in and around the world? I believe I read an article that it's a beautiful town that wants to build a whites only town in Arkansas and Ozarks, in the Ozarks area of Arkansas. Whites only town, and it made me think about it. Am I for it? Am I against it? Am I pro it? Am I con it? I look for the funnies, and it made me, then I realized there was another town apparently somewhere in Georgia where they've attempted, or maybe they are making it, or they've already maybe made it already, I don't know, for blacks only. And it just made me think, there's certainly locations in and around the world where you go and the population is more, more homogenized, you could say that. It's more uniform. It's more, it's heterogeneous, I think. You could say that. There are places like that. There's certainly places like that. What I love about America, what I love about Canada is America, Canada, one country, really. Let's just, whatever. It'll take you some time. We'll get there. Eventually we'll get there. I believe it in my heart. It makes sense. It's one of the greatest places on earth, and one of the many factors that makes us so great, this human experiment, is the fact that so many people from all around the world got up and came here and said fuck you to the place where they came from. Everybody, whoever came over eventually said fuck you, man, and to the place they left behind, and built a new place. This place. They said fuck you. They said that to the old place. Everybody ditched whatever baggage they had and picked up a new baggage, or it took them some time, but nonetheless, and that was beautiful. And together they intermixed different gene pools, different thoughts, different ideas came together and built the greatest nation on earth. Canada, the greatest nation on earth. Innovation in science, in mathematics, in politics, in sports, in entertainment, the best of the best. You know why? Because people of different regions got together and mixed up all their bestest ideas, the best foods in the world, right here in North America. And everybody else can pretend they've got it down. We get the best of the best here up in this bitch. And that's one of the reasons is, I believe, due to diversity. That's what makes this experiment great. Or at least one of the reasons it makes it great. So whites only town, if they want to make it, you could definitely have it. I agree to support everybody's right to practice and do whatever they want. As long as you're not hurting anybody else, that's fine. If you want to have a black only town, or if you want to have only a Chinese town, but that's, you could go to places where it is like that. You could go to China and it's all mostly Chinese. You could do that. I guess you could go to I would go to Scandinavian nations, and there you could just go there and it'll be mostly white, I'm assuming, right? But guess what? Who attempts to go to the moon? Americanada, that's who kills it in entertainment. Americanada is who kills it in entertainment. Music, where's the best music come from? Americanada, that's where it comes. Where's the best comedy come from? Americanada, that's where it comes from. You know why? One of the reasons, I believe, is its diversity. And a great example to, look at is nature too. You don't want to just interbreed the same dogs with each other, because if you do that, eventually your dogs are going to get like hip problems and heart problems and blood problems and shit, and you're going to end up with retarded dogs essentially. And we've even seen this in populations where they're really, they've kept it segregated for a long time, and you can see that. There was a documentary, I forget the family, but they were like, they keep doing the incest. You run out of people to mate with, and you keep doing incest, and then you get all retarded and all deformities and all sorts of fucked up shit. But you could do that. But that was a small little family that did that. But even if it's like a small community, that you'll still run into that problem. I don't want to point to certain populations who we love, produce a lot of geniuses out there, a lot of retards out there as well from the same population, and also a lot of IBS, a lot of conditions. Love, you know what I'm talking about. Beautiful people. Shalom to everybody out there. The point is, I believe diversity is cool. That's what I think. But at the same rate, if we are going to have segregated cities, I'd like to, whites only, blacks only doesn't do it for me. I like to get the funny out of it if I may. If I could get the funny out of it, I say we make a segregated city, but for populations that really could, bring something forward with their segregation. I'm talking about midgets only cities. I'm talking about a town or a city made specifically for midgets. No quote unquote talls or norms. They're normal too, but you know what I'm talking about. It's a town for just midgets all around. Just 100,000 midgets, 50,000 midgets, all living in tiny little houses, hobbit houses, and you could visit. You can't stay though. You could visit. How magical would that be? What is this behind us? Jesus Christ. It's a little bit too close. Seems to be some sort of a truck. As you can see, the podcast is becoming so popular that people are driving in droves and backing up their trucks really close by to really just get in there. People can't, give me more. It's like, all right, buddy, you can just get online. You don't need to come watch from the outside window. But that's beside the point. We love our fans. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, what were we even talking about? Right, midgets only cities and towns. That's the kind of segregation I want to see. Or blinds only city, just people, 50,000 blind people in one city just bumping into one another. Everything is braille, but they are bumping, ladies, because they're blind. Or a city that they're all deaf. Oh, city of leprosy, that's what I want to see. Just this 20,000 small little city of just leprosy, just AIDS town. Just what about a town just for AIDS people? And it's just like, yo, we all got AIDS, so you don't have to worry, because really, if we all got AIDS, no one got AIDS. Nobody wears bras in this town. No bras, no panties, no underwear at all. Let's suck on each other's blood, because you can't really do that in a regular society. But in an AIDS city, you can suck all the blood you want. Go, give me 2 ounces of just AIDS blood right now. Give me a half pint of AIDS blood, sir. Let me suck on your period juice, lady. I'd normally be worried about it, but not in AIDS city. Come to AIDS city, stay a weekend, suck on some AIDS pussy juice. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that's the whites only town. The idea is whatever. If you want to do it, do it. If you want to do a black town as well, do it. But at the end of the day, you end up using other people. Everybody does this. Even the Amish. You end up using other people's shit too. So it's like a little bit of like pick and choose, which everybody does do a little bit of picking and choosing. That doesn't matter. The point is, I like to see that. What about a retarded only town? What about a town just for retards? That's what I want to see. Just, you know what I'm talking about. Drool City. Speaking of stuff, I believe Sydney Sweeney has gotten some backlash or whatever due to, man, I don't get it. I don't understand it. She did an ad for, you guys probably heard of this by now. She did an ad for American Eagle, and she's wearing jeans, and she's talking about her jeans and how they're like, great jeans and all that shit. And I agree, they are great jeans. I just want to say I'm for it. I'm for the jeans. These are the types of jeans that Sydney Sweeney's got. Sydney Sweeney's jeans are the type of jeans that makes a man want to jizz. Them's the make a man jizz type of jeans. And we likes them jeans. Any type of jeans that you look at and you're like, yes, I like to jizz on those jeans, then I'm for it. I support it. I say more of it. Frankly, I think American Eagle is one of the best product. It's a brand that I've consumed myself ever since I was a teenager. Specifically, I wear their jeans, a couple of shirts as well, underwear specifically, really, nice boxer briefs. I put on these underwears. And this podcast, you're wondering to yourself, am I sponsored by American Eagle? Not yet. But I just want to say, before putting on American Eagle jeans and specifically underwear, my bulge was like a regular bulge. But then I put on American Eagle underwear and my bulge like grew exponentially, and it kept growing too. It actually became a problem to the point where I had to kind of like low-key once or twice a week not wear American Eagle underwear. But ever since I did that, my testicles got bigger and so did my penis, and not just length, girth as well. The whole rate, it just got big. The ratio got big, and it made my pants tighter, and it brought me a lot of attention. Did I like it? Didn't bother me, not complaining about it. But that's the power of American Eagle underwear and just overall fit out there. And yeah, if you don't like it, then fucking, suck a dick. But like low-key, it makes sense. You see those jeans and you're like, yes, these jeans, you just want to jizz on those jeans. And I don't understand the haters, but you're always gonna have haters. Fuck them, just fuck them, doesn't matter. The point is that they wish they could jizz on those jeans, but you go ahead and jizz on those jeans. And yeah, I'm here for it. And I myself, low-key, I didn't want to talk about my whole underwear experience with American Eagle because, yeah, I don't want to, it's not that it bothers, like if it's going to get, like, I don't care if it's going to, I don't know what these guys are doing, but they're excited to be enjoying the show, I guess, making a little bit of a ruckus back there, but doesn't matter. The point is, yeah, I might get a little bit of, backlash myself, but I don't care, to be honest with you. I've just been a regular American Eagle happy consumer, and I'm not gonna stop. And guess what? No other underwear has seeped my pre-cum as much as the other underwear, no names or even brand names, where you wear the underwear, you get a little bit of pre-cum and it just seeps through. Not American Eagle underwear. You can have as much. I've actually fully even came in my underwear, in my American Eagle underwear, didn't seep through. Okay, low-key it did, but it was still comfortable. So what does that say? Quite a bit. I think it speaks for itself. That jizz speaks for itself, and I'll leave that be. But you're always, haters gonna hate, so you just keep on doing your thing, and it doesn't even matter. Point is, ladies and gentlemen, that we're here doing it together. What else is going on in and around the world? I was thinking of reframing or rebranding the whole Gaza situation. I know it's taken a long time. I've just seen a few pictures and videos that they're doing that right now. You'll go online to a news website and they'll have like videos. It was just pictures before, but now it's immediately this is the future. You get glimpses like Hogwarts news or some shit. You see that just pop up and it's like a video depicting of what's going on the ground or whatever, and you see the starvation. You see these frail babies, really thin model babies. They want to be, and it got me thinking. The situation is it sucks. But there's I thought about reframing and using it while we figure out collectively what to do with it, because it's taken a long time. But in the meantime, I'm thinking we could put it to good use. Have a little bit of good use, positive use. I'm thinking rebrand it, make it Gaza sexy. We'll call it Gaza sexy, or like the Gaza chic, Gaza sexy, right? People who are obese, if you're a fatty, if you're a fat little piggy, we ship you over to Gaza, spend 3 months there, forget the pills, forget the tying up the tubes, forget the diets, forget the exercise plan. I'm telling you right now, 3 months, ladies, just 3 months in Gaza, you come back ripped. Have you seen the pictures of these thin babies? You could play the xylophone on their ribs, which is a lot of these fatties out here. Could you send them over or just ship yourself? We could do a program where you just go there for like 3 months, come back ripped. Because those are already probably like thin people to like begin with because of this. There's no food. You're not gonna eat any food. That's the whole point. If you're fatty, you get there. You're not gonna turn into a skeleton, but you'll lose weight. I'm talking like probably stress levels are probably gonna help. Oh, am I gonna get, They say low key, we're trying to pull the strings in the behind the scenes. Netanyahu will chase you himself. He will chase you and make sure you get exercise, and he won't feed a lot of trainers. He's potentially one of the best people for losing weight. One of the best individuals promoting weight loss. Yeah, a lot of trainers were like, you got to 80% is diet. Turns out it's true, but if you just cut out 80% and like it's just 20% of your body feeding on itself, you will completely lose all the weight, get really, really skinny and thin, which is nice. Which is a lot of people want to get that look, not quite as aggressive as that. Maybe but it's a good. We could just rebrand it for a little until we figure it out, because it takes a long time for this shit to like get figured out. But I thought in the meantime, we could make some money. A little bit of positive rebranding, and like in 5, 10, 20 years, we're like, oh, what are you on? Are you on the Zampic? Are you on which yoga exercise are you doing? Are you doing the Lotus? Whoa, these guys just willy-nilly just turning off the engine, turning it on. Man, the relationship is, I get it. They're excited. They want to probably put the AC on while they're watching the podcast, the show, but low-key, I'm not gonna lie to you, I did pay them to come here. I paid them to come here. It's gives the whole aesthetic of like what's going on behind the scenes. They're good folks. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, yes, that BB will do a lot for your weight loss journey. I'm just telling you right now, it's gonna be good. This is gonna be even harder than bulimia. You're like, what if I just throw up after I eat? That's not gonna see. Look at the results, they speak for themselves. Try the new gladyamadeit. Get extremely thin today, ladies and gentlemen. They were good. They came in for a little bit. And I told them, come in for a little bit, just like low-key, kind of like be a nuisance, be a little bit of an interruption, and then like leave. I was gonna get out and get into a scuffle with them, but I thought, you know what, next time. And they're big guys. They're fucking big guys. I'll take them. They'll take the money. Low-key, just between me and you, what are you doing on my podcast studio, bro? And they'll be like, we're so excited to see the movie. I'm like, it's not a movie, it's just a show. It's a whole thing. But money well spent. No regrets. So realistic too. Oh, let us just back up this truck. Beep, beep. What's going on? It's a truck backing up. Why would a truck back up, dude? Okay. No other podcast brings you this experience. What other podcast? Like, we could have, you know what I mean? People spend their money, but we spend it wisely here. These guys, fucking pros. First timers, but pros nonetheless. Everybody was on the internet guessing, what's this truck doing behind the scenes? It's concept of a little bit of just leave them wondering, leave them guessing. But a little bit of a inside baseball, if you will. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, that there's money well spent. The point is that there are a lot of ladies out there who are like, I've got this bra, and they put it on, but they start complaining about it after a little while. They're like, oh, I don't like this bra. Because you know why, ladies? You know why? Because it's not a real bra. If you catch my drift. Toss out your stupid bras, ladies, and get a real bra. I'm talking about bros before bras. Half the population is female, the other half male. And when you say, I want to get a bra for these to actually go out there and get a brother out there, get a male, get a fellow male human and put him on your shoulders. Tired of wires underneath, digging into under your tits right here, just pressing upon your tits underneath, just making your tits kind of hurt. And you're like, I'll get used to it. A week or two will go by and I'll get used to it. No, you won't. No, you won't. You just become numb to the pain. And guess what? If you got original bras, or rather bros for your tits, and put the guys on your shoulders, guys have two hands. We could cup your tits from underneath and lift. Much better than a lift push-up bra will push up. When have you ever seen a bra do push-ups? You know who does push-ups? Real bros, actual bras. You know what I'm talking about? So ditch the old-fashioned cloth and wire scheme, whatever they're trying to sell you out there. Put a male human being on your shoulders, ladies. Whenever you want to put on a bra, put a male on your shoulder. Carry them on. Build your glutes. Build your hamstrings. Work your calves. Have somebody actually supporting your tits. What is this fake support system you've been? Oh, it's a bra. It's not even human. How could it be a bra? Bra? God, think about it, ladies. Walk around with a male on your shoulder. You're like, what about my back? Will I hurt my back? Not as much as those bras are going to be. Which is more cumbersome, the bras or bros on your shoulders? And guess what? You could put the guys down anytime you want. Whereas oftentimes you put a bra on and the time you take it off, it's the end of the night when you get home. Who's more flexible, the guy or some combination of cloth and metal wires? Which is more comfortable, ladies? I'll leave it to you. The decision is yours, but the product is available out there. I decided to become a Surgeon General a long time ago just because everybody was trying to put your boy in a box, say you got to really focus and pinpoint what kind of surgeon you want to become. And I said I low-key want to do both vaginal and anal. That's why I decided to become a Surgeon General. And they're like, especially in the early days, people were like, no way, no dude, you got to really focus in on one field. It's either vaginal or anal. And I said, no, not this guy. Surgeon General, thank you very much. And that's why I decided to say no to the noise, cancel it all out. When they were doubting me, when they were saying, no, you can't do both vaginal and anal, I said, no, sir. Sirs, there's a bunch of them, plural. I said, you guys, you can't do Surgeon General shit. I can diversify my shit, thank you very much. I will do both vaginal and anal. If it's too tight, we'll loosen it up. If it's too loose, we'll tighten it up. If it needs to just breathe, we'll open it up even more. If it needs to hold some stuff in it, we will close it up. Does it need to be relocated? They're like, whoa. And I said, yeah, we'll relocate it if need be. So I just want this to be a little message of hope, of a little bit of just like, if I did it, you can do it too. Don't let people box you and tell you, you need to become a surgeon specific. I don't need to listen to you. I can do both anal and vaginal. All right, if I was the type to listen to people and just be like, what do I need to? You know what you need to do. And I knew what I wanted to do. And that's why I said to myself, general surgeon general it is. All right, none of this stick to your lane stuff. All of it is just to, because they can't do it themselves. They think because they can't do it, they want to put their limitations on your shit. I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, the only limitations you put on yourself are the limitations you put on yourself. You know, what else is going on? The point is that I believe there was an app. There was an app that came out a while ago. I just heard of it. Many of you guys and gals might have heard of it too. It's called the T app. It was I believe it's a dating app or some shit. I don't know what it was, but it was for women's. Apparently it was supposed to guide women or like help women do safer dating. And it was a platform made to allow for the dishing of information of men that women have encountered, and they could like leave a review for other females, and they could basically like, you know, reveal your personal information or other male informations that they ran into or had experiences with, and warn each other of the experience. And it became a little bit, it didn't, you know, it wasn't, I didn't hear about this when it was existing. I heard of it recently because they got hacked. The platform, the app got hacked, and the users' informations themselves got leaked, which was ironic because the app itself was designed to leak men's informations and sort of like warn others about these males. And this does, you know, many things go hand in hand into, you know, dating has taken a hit. Dating has taken a dig. Dating has taken a dig to the face. Let's just say that over the past decade, 10, 15 years, 10 years, I would say it's swinging sort of back, but it's going to take some time. Everything takes time. Everything swings back and forth. And there's different factors affecting dating. Technology has definitely affected it. Money has definitely affected it. I don't know if it's gone more or less, but there's certainly that, it's a combination of everything, because a lot of people, before these smartphones, people used to date locally. You only had so many people you could see and compare yourself with. Now it's like a global, you open up your phone and you see multi-millionaires, billionaires, trillionaires, and people want to, it's not good for both men's and women's psyche. I don't think it's good. And we need to bring back a little bit of low-key. The remedy to all of this is, and there's a little bit of, this, coincides with, I guess, the Me Too movement, a little bit of the Me Too movement, a little bit of feminism, a little bit of, not to say that there aren't areas that can be improved upon, but certainly we make those progresses together. We make those strides together. But when you get, people, this is, when I heard about this app, it made me feel like, I don't like this. I don't like this. I don't like the dystopian notion of social, credit score. It is a social credit score. I don't even like leaving a Yelp review. I've never even left a Yelp review before. I've never really left a review of anything on any, like if I get a service or a product or, if it's good, it's good. I won't make a peep about it. But if it's bad, even then I'm just like, who has time? But these bitches are going out there leaving bad reviews, potentially, discouraging other women to not date specific men. But I'll say this, we put a stop to it together. We need to bring back a certain level of, I don't even think it's toxic, but low-key, if you want to call it that, let's bring back toxicity. Let's just bring it back. Let's just bring it back. You know what? Because at the same time, you hear now women are not getting called out to dates in the public. Nobody's approaching women in the public. And again, part of that is because of online dating, the way we swipe on each other these days. Everybody wants to, at the same time, there was a whole period, 5-10 years ago, maybe still, you feel it in the air, you see it outside. Men don't, I'll speak for myself, I don't go up to women in the streets and be like, yo, do you wanna, we gotta bring it back. We gotta bring it back. And I say this, but it takes, you gotta put into practice. So how could you mac on a bitch in public? By macking on a bitch in public. And it's not I don't believe, again, I'll speak for myself because I don't want to, I'm not afraid of the rejection. That's fine. Rejection is fine. It's I think again, the stigma of, I guess, I don't even know what to call it. There's just like, if you ask a woman out or something, sometimes like, just because I don't even think it's real, some of it is just like online hoopla that gets built up online and shit. Just guy doesn't want to feel like he's and we're all perverts, but like don't, everybody's a little bit perverted and all that jazz, but low key. But yeah, for a little while, it's become as if like, if you were to go and approach a woman, it was just met with, I don't even know what to call it. Just a little bit of like, I can't believe I haven't even experienced that, but that's kind of like the general vibe. And the general vibe in and of itself kind of like, I guess a little bit of it is again online. I don't even know what I was saying in regards to, we just need to bring back toxicity. We just need to go back to regular catcalling, regular just hooting and hollering at the bitches out there. And bitches can thrive and prosper from this shit too. You need to be okay with men being men and bitches being bitches. That's I don't even know what I was saying before that, but that's not new either. Most of the times I don't know what I'm saying. The point is we need to bring back toxicity. Unless there's something that horribly goes wrong, unless you get like molested or raped out there, then make noise about it. Everything else is just men attempting to make leapage to get into some puss and cleavage. That's what we're trying to do. So be okay with it, because otherwise you're not gonna get any guys. If you only, You're not gonna get any guys, you're not gonna get any girls, you're not gonna get any babies. You're gonna have old hoes having babies by themselves and men dying sooner. And that's what you're gonna get. And we don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you. We need to bring back toxicity. Like I want males to be toxic and females to be toxic too. And the key to all of this was have your experience with people. And remember, whoever is toxic to you or with you may be somebody else's prince or princess and is potentially somebody else's prince or princess. It was a time where people had experiences, lived, enjoyed, made good memories, maybe sometimes even, questionable memories, but it was lessons learned, and people grow in but that's the thing, we get into this Yelp review system society or like social credit score society where we do it to each other. Oh, it sucks. So enough of that. I say we bring back toxicity. I want women to be bitches too. Just be hoeing out there. And the good thing before, we used to just have experiences. Nobody used to, really leave the reviews, or if you did, it was like mentally to yourself or maybe with a group of friends. But now everybody gets online and it's like, makes a platform or social media app about the whole thing, and it just ruins the human experience. Part of the human experience was new discoveries. I didn't even listen to Rotten Tomatoes for movies, because often, how many times have you heard a really great review about a movie and you check it out, it's not that great, and conversely, you didn't see much tomatoes on the tomato scoring system, and you saw it and you're like, this is a fantastic movie. So it's just like, whose opinion is right? Your own experience is right. Your own situation is right. So the point of this is bring back toxicity. I'm talking about just lay out your puss, your clit out there and Hancock. I'm saying this, it's harder to practice, but I'm gonna try. I will I'll just holler at a bitch in public and see how it goes. I will probably pretend like I made a mistake. If it goes well, then yes, I meant it. If it doesn't go well, I was only kidding, ladies. That's the whole gist of this, but that's neither here or there. And this wraps up today's program. And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, be fucking toxic, all right? Just be fucking toxic and quit being little snitches and just have experiences, live life. And again, somebody's garbage is somebody else's tight puss, and somebody else's garbage is somebody else's rock hard penis that will keep pulsating and thrusting until death do them part. So remember that. Quit being little cunts, all men and women. Quit being rats on each other. That's what I'm. Just be toxic, please. Peace. Get out of here.